Hi guys, Flisk here. Welcome to another Let's Play. I say Let's Play, another game in World of Warships. And this time, I'm going to show off what got me into the closed beta. I pre-ordered the Sims package based on the fact that on World of Tanks I got the Low, or the Lurve, or the Louver, or however you want to pronounce it, the Lion. And it's a really good money maker. It's a decent tank anyway. A great crew trainer, and it never loses you credits, and it gains you fuck tons of credits. And I wanted something. I was gonna play World of Warships, and I wanted something as similar in World of Warships. I wanted something that would grind me credits. The Sims appears to be a good, decent choice. There are tier 8 tanks, tier 8 warships. If I go to the tech tree in the game, there is the Atlanta's another good choice for money making, but I'll explain why in a minute. Japan has the Kitami cruiser, and if I just show you Kitami when it loads up in my port, here's the Kitami here. Tier 8. The Kitami is, how do I put this? It is ridiculous, okay? Look at this shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 quadruple torpedo launchers, 5 either side. Its guns, it's got good AA guns as well. It's got shitty cannons. I believe it's got 1 secondary gun turret, and it's got 4 main turrets. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 main turrets, and the secondary turret is this thing here. This ship is redonkulous. These torpedoes have a 10-kilometer range. You do not shoot tanks with shoot ships with this. You torpedo them. This is just a nuts ship, and is just quite simply ridiculous. What else is there in terms of premium? The USSR obviously have the Tier 5 Gomyashki, which is another pre-order one, and they also have the Murmansk, and they have the Aurora. And then the USA have the Albany. It's a pretty old-ish looking one. And they also have the Atlanta. Now the Atlanta is probably another one I'm going to get at some point. Probably going to get the Kitami as well at some point, because it's just ridiculous with those torpedoes, and it looks like it'd be hella stupidly fun to play. The Atlanta, as you can see, is a really great cruiser in terms of firepower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 1627mm guns. And it also, if that wasn't enough, it also has 2 torpedo tubes. The rate of fire of these guns, I lost the game in the Congo. The rate of fire of these guns is 12 rounds a minute, which is absurd. This and the Sims are great for making money. And let's see where are the torpedo tubes. Can't find them on here. But you might ask, why are they great for making money? Well, the way the Low makes money is each shot you fire and penetrate and do damage within the Lurve grants you a decent amount of credits, and it appears to be the same way for this. Each shell I hit with, or torpedo I hit with in the Sims, earns me a decent amount of credits. The rate of fire and amount of guns on this thing means that this is a monster credit earner, and is one of the reasons I'll probably get it as well. So, to what the video was originally about, the Sims. So it's tier 7, like the Atlanta. But, what is it? It is a destroyer. So it's not a cruiser, it's a destroyer. And the advantage of the Sims is it's got one of the best maneuverability ratings in the game. 97. And this is a 50,000 HP engine on this hull, and it has 4 turrets and 2 quadruple torpedo tubes. So have a look at the torps first, because they're the easiest one to look at. Decent speed of 65 knots, decent damage at 11.6k. Oh, well, I say okay, it's bad range. 5.5 kilometers is bad range. What it is great for is if you get ambushed by destroyers, or if you have to hug battleships or hug cruisers, you can point blank them with your torpedoes. They go fast, and you can fire 8 at once. So well, 2 lots of 4 at once, because these torpedo tubes can go either side, whereas some of the American ones have only got like one dedicated to one side, so you have to turn the whole ship around to hit with both. So in a pinch, the torpedoes will be decent at point blank range. What makes this ship special, however, and which is going to make it a fantastic credit earner for you, are its 4 guns. Let's have a look at its range first. 12.9 kilometers. That range is fantastic for a cruiser. It's ridiculous for a destroyer. These 127mm guns, okay, 13.3 rounds a minute. So while there's only 4 of them, and they're all single-barreled, 13.3 rounds a minute is fantastic. They'll do okay damage, but the fact that you can constantly, especially if you use HE, you'll constantly do module damage and set things on fire and harass people from a phenomenal distance that they would not expect a destroyer to fire from. It also has smoke launchers like a normal destroyer, but the other thing about these guns that makes it so special and makes it an absolute pain in the arse to deal with is its 180-degree turn time. 5.3 seconds. So this ship takes 5.3 seconds to turn its guns from fully starboard to fully port. 180 degrees, 5.3 seconds. To put that into perspective, on the opposite extreme, something like a battleship like the Congo, 37.5 seconds, and if you didn't get the top guns, 51.4 seconds to turn. Tier 4 cruiser, 21.2 seconds. Tier 5 cruiser, if I had the top guns, which I don't at the moment. Where are we? 24 seconds. Let's compare it to a Tier 5 American destroyer, just in case it's not just, you know, a particular 12 seconds, which is good. That's good. That's really good. Then the Sims, 5.3 seconds. Does it have AA defense? It has, according to the hull, it has 10 AA mounts, and that's actually really, really decent for a destroyer. They aren't the best AA guns in the world, but it's 10, and you can't really complain. And if you keep moving, the only thing that will really be a danger to you are dive bombers, and if you let them get close, well, that's your cruiser's fault, isn't it? You can always blame your cruisers. So that's enough of me talking. Let's have a battle with the Sims. Now, I've had really good battles in the Sims. I've had really shit battles in the Sims. I've had battles in the Sims where I've been against tier 9s and I've just been firing at them, and my shells, whilst doing some modular damage and a little bit of damage, have done fuck all. I try and get close to torp them and I die. I've had games where I'm the only tier 7, or one of the only tier 7s, and it's phenomenal the amount of harassment you can do with this thing at range. It's one of the fastest ships in the game, period, at top speed. It's one of the most manoeuvrable in terms of turning ability. And the thing is, you can keep turning permanently all day long, and your guns will keep up. Your guns will always keep up because they turn 180 degrees in 5.3 seconds. So, the enemy team has 2 more ships, however, we have a higher average tier, I believe. So we have 6 tier 7s and they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tier 7s. So because we have 1 extra tier 7, and we get an extra tier 6. So because we get an extra tier 6 and an extra tier 7, they get 2 extra ships, which is fair enough, I suppose. They also get an aircraft carrier and we don't. Bit of a pain in the arse. Although we do have some fantastic cruisers on our team which spell absolute death and horror for enemy aircraft. So this map is not very good for the Sims, and the reason for this is my range is still decent. Okay, don't get me wrong, range is great. Look at this turn rate. This turn rate is just phenomenally disgusting. Look at that. I've got my rudder locked in to fully port, and it's just fantastic. So, my range is good on these guns, yes. And just to demonstrate these guns turning around, look at that. Look how fast they turn around. That is just disgusting compared to what you're used to on other ships. Torpedoes are finally loaded. Oh yeah, the torpedo rate of fire in this is really phenomenally bad. It's like a minute long to reload both torp tubes. Which sucks, there are a few that can do it in 20 seconds, a minute's quite low. It's all about the pew-pewness of the guns on this. So we're going to lay a smoke screen for our battleships here. And we're going to start firing at this cruiser. Right, rate of fire, go. Sorry, I was telling you why this map's bad. This map's bad because it's really long range, which is great for battleships. There's not much cover, bad for destroyers. So, before my first salvo have hit the water, I can fire a third salvo before my first one hits the water. That is just fucking phenomenal. I mean, I'm missing because I'm shit, but it just shows you. I'm aiming too low actually because he's turned around. He's turned flat. But it just goes to show you just how phenomenal the rate of fire on this thing is. And I hope that guy... I'm going to turn actually, because I hope this guy is going to go to ground. I think he's going to go to ground here. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's fucked.
All stations, reporting the position of a strategic
That
target.
is a dead cruiser. Hopefully my AA guns can shoot that bastard. Shoot the dive bomber. So as you can see, withering, absolute withering rate of fire. And because of the rate of fire, unlike a battleship, if I'm missing this, well, I can just keep laying fire, and laying fire, and laying fire. And laying fire, and laying fire, and keeping laying fire, and just keeping laying fire. Pensacola is firing at me, but the thing is, he's not hitting me anytime soon. I can't believe how badly I missed those shots. Yeah, the rate of fire on these guns is just stupid. And it means that as long as I can actually get some hits in, as long as I can get some hits in, it's actually a fantastic credit earner. So I'm going to load back into HE because I believe that AP won't do me much good here. So how do you use the sims? The really simple answer to that is just keep firing and keep firing and keep firing, and maybe switch to your torpedoes at point blank range and then switch back to your guns and keep firing and keep firing and keep firing. I'm not hitting this guy, but he's having to constantly dodge them or watch where these shots are coming from. He can't sit still for 1 second. It's forcing him to not to move out of my shots. That was eventually a hit there. To loop some shots over that mountain, hopefully hit the other guy who's heading in our direction. I think I'm underestimating how fast these enemy ships are going. Not very good at aiming this thing, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm just going to keep firing, and I'm going to dodge those. There we go. Turn. I might have turned a bit. No, that was perfect. And no more hits. We've lost a destroyer, they've lost a cruiser and a battleship. But we know that they have lots of stuff over there. And our group is concentrated in 2 coordinates, which is it's very going to get very close quarters very soon. I'm going to go and give some, what have we got, a Nagato and a Fuso. Okay, I'm going to give these 2 some smoke cover. Where possibly if they continue going around there, possibly around there, if I don't spot anything over here. So you've got 2, I might not have told you this, you've got 2 torp settings, and by pressing 3 you can switch between them. One is wide, as you can probably guess, the other's narrow. If you're wide, the best thing, honestly, is to go with wide, because if they're a distance, go with wide, because if you aim the wide, and especially if you've got multiple torp launchers, and just slightly don't aim them dead on, just slightly aim them all over the place, but close to where it tells you to aim them, you've got a much bigger chance of hitting, thanks to the spread of the torps. If you're point blank, however, you don't want a torp or two to miss, so say if he was literally where that headland was, I would use narrow beams. Now hopefully our battleship can dodge those, but don't think you will. It's really horrible. Could be worse. Right, okay, so the battleship is not within torpedo range. That battleship, however, is. So I am going to go straight for him with my torps. And I have screwed myself up here because I didn't realise that my ally battleship was right there. No, can I keep reversing, keep reversing, keep reversing? I don't want to get hit by those torps. There we go. Now I can move forward. Right, okay, so I've got a long time before my torps reload, so now it's just to lay some withering fire. I'll switch to AP and I'll show you why AP is not the best choice in this. Here's the reason why. So I'm against a tier 7 battleship. I hit him with 4 AP and I do 960. Hit him with 4 HE. Do 1742. Switch again. Well, there's 2 HE out. Heavy damage. Probably going to die the next shot that hits me. Yeah, and I'm dead. But I did do some good hits, and we hit a torpedo. Only one, but it was probably a good hit because he's quite over. And now he's dead. So that's a battleship down, and hopefully we can kill their other 2 ships. They're losing horribly. Things looking good on this game. I hope I showed you a little bit of what The Sims was about. It's about the manoeuvrability and the withering rate of fire. This map has not got. I think a lot more maps with cover or more cover need to be added into a lot of the maps. But remember, it is closed beta, so a lot of this stuff will get feedback on it, and we'll be able to see what does. We'll probably be able to see what does and doesn't work. So yeah, I've shown you, and these videos are probably. I've made a bunch today, and they'll probably all go up at the same time. So you know, when there's been some aircraft carrier, and there's been some destroyer play, as you've seen in Sims and couple others, and there's been some cruiser play. So all I can say is thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, check out my other videos. If there's a particular ship or whatever you want to try and see, I'll try and grind to it if I can. I'm hoping by the end of the week to get all fully upgraded tier 6s. So fingers crossed. But anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you next time.